Mumbai. He has more than 36 years of experience in the field of research, QA, and R&D related to analysis of drugs and pharmaceutical products. Let's all give him a very warm welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for giving this opportunity to be here in front of all of you. As you know that Jivo Jivasya Bhojanam and Jivo Jivasya Ausadham. After serving about 25 years in the field of allopathic medicine, as I done my master's in organic chemistry, then PhD in bioinorganic chemistry from DU, and after that 8 years in the private sector as a quality control officer, and later on from 2001 onwards in the central government when I joined Central Indian Pharmacopeia Laboratory at Ghaziabad as a head of R&D, and after that served in the Indian Pharmacopeia Commission for maintaining the standards for allopathic drugs there till 2015. And also afterwards as a director of Central Drug Testing Laboratory under CDSCO. But during the IP Commission, we have developed the herbal drugs, medicinal phytopharmaceuticals monographs. You know that first time we have well authenticated scientific monographs by taking the ring testing data from the 3 laboratories of Dabur and Bexy and Natural Remedies, which are well authenticated, validated documents verified in our laboratory, and we have added 22 monographs in 2005, and nowadays it is 172 monographs in Indian Pharmacopeia there. And now, just 4 months ago, I have joined this Ayush Ministry here at Director of PCIM&H, and now my responsibility is to develop these herbal monographs of these traditional medicines, including Ayurvedic, Unani, Siddha, Sova Rigpa, Homoeopathy, and all traditional medicines on the same way of scientific, having the all evolution data of scientific, so that people can believe in this Ayurveda and traditional medicines. You know that whenever you wanted any drug has to be effective, efficacy, then you must need a quality medicines. And the quality depends on the standards of that drugs, which are the authoritative book is Pharmacopeia of any drug. Like for allopathic Indian Pharmacopeia, for these traditional medicines, our different 4 pharmacopoeias which we are maintaining here. And maybe in coming days, we will come to a single pharmacopoeia, that is Ayush Pharmacopeia, by integrated all these medicines, traditional medicines. So I will not take much time because between me and your food, so I will run hurry. So I just want to tell that we are at Ghaziabad, you know that in the NCR region in Uttar Pradesh, in Kamla Nehru Nagar, and we are just 2 months ago, we have this enable accreditation of our laboratory as a ISO 17025 for the testing facilities available in our institute. We have 18 acres of lands where we have 3 pockets. This is the first pocket building, and the second building is in second pocket. And also we have one very good seminar hall in that second pocket, and also our guest house. You can see that our PCIM&H is under the Ministry of Ayush, which is previously it was PLM, a Pharmacopeia Laboratory for Indian Medicine, established in 1970, and also one HPL, Homeopathic Pharmacopeia Laboratory. And in 2010, PCIM is formed, that is a Pharmacopeia Commission for Indian Medicine, which is later on added homeopathy in 2015, PCIM&H as an autonomous body. And now in 2020, All these three bodies merged under the Ministry of Ayush as a subnet office, and now it is a typical subnet office of Ministry of Ayush as Pharmacopeia Commission for Indian Medicine and Homeopathy. Our vision is to be the nodal agency in establishing the quality standards for drugs of Indian system of medicines and homeopathy. Our mission is to formulate the quality standards of drugs used in the Indian system of medicines and homeopathy to act as the central drug testing appellate laboratory. ISM means Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, and now Sovarik also. Our objectives are to develop the monographs for these formulations and drugs of Indian medicine and homeopathy, and also to publish the compendia supplementary for these pharmacopoeia and also the formularies for these ASU drugs and also for homeopathy, and also other related scientific and regulatory information pertaining to the function of our institute. This is the Apex laboratory nowadays. Previously we have done the testing for state laboratories also for government, but now it is an appellate laboratory, and only the samples which came through the court that has to be analyzed. We are also impart the capacity building training to drug regulatory authorities and the personnel engaged in the quality control for these Indian medicines and homeopathy. We are maintaining the repositories for authentic reference material in case of reference raw material for these drugs, and also for reference chemical markers repository for establishing the therapeutic significance of these formulations and drugs of these Indian medicines and homeopathy. This is the organization chart. We have scientific and technical wing and also the administrative wing, and under the scientific wing we have our drug testing laboratory, which includes the pharmacognosy, chemistry, microbiology, and pharmacology. We are maintaining their BRS museum also, our herbarium, and also the library. In case of pharmacopoeial development, you can see that we are maintaining the standards of Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, homeopathy. We have a little pharmacy also, and very soon we are going to start that for the purpose of training of the stakeholders. And administration has all other sections. Infrastructure-wise, which I have already told, in pocket 1 we have the drug testing laboratory, microbiology and pharmacology. In pocket 2 also we have a phytochemistry laboratory and pharmacognosy laboratory. And in pocket 3 we have one national herbal garden, and also in pocket 2 we have a herbal garden for ASU drugs, and in pocket 1 a herbal garden for the homeopathic drugs. In Ayurveda we are already supporting for Ayurvedic Pharmacopeia Committee, that is APC, and also to provide the technical support to manufacture the compound formulations of the Ayurvedic medicines, their characterization, providing the classical references, and also for developing the SOPs for these Ayurvedic drugs. In case of Siddha, also the same, we are supporting to our Siddha Pharmacopeia Committee and support for that manufacture and compound formulations even for single, and also for developing the SOPs for Siddha, and likewise for Unani and also for homeopathy. We are supporting their Unani Pharmacopeia Committee and also the Homeopathic Pharmacopeia Committee. We have division pharmacognosy, which is responsible for the botanical standardization of single plant drug of ASU&H and ASU formulations also, testing of the samples received from the court and drug inspectors, survey and collection tools for different agroclimatic zones, to maintain the national level BRS repository, and we are also maintaining the herbarium museum, germ plants bank and herbal garden there, and also for preparing the RRDR of ASU&H drugs. And also we have the facilities of well-equipped laboratory for digital microscopy, for BRS repository, one museum, herbarium and germ plants bank, and also the herbal garden. In the chemistry section, we have the activities like standardization of single drugs of compound formulations of these ASU&H drugs, development of TLC and HPTLC fingerprinting profile for these drugs, R&D for ASU&S drugs and publishing the related scientific data, maintaining the PRS, and also harmonization of these traditional medicines monographs. We have the facility of developing the PRS there also. We have HPTLC, HPLC, ICP, OES, and other modern analytical instruments. In the microbiology, we perform the sterility test and MLTs for these drugs as per our DNC Act and rules. And it was also a well-equipped laboratory. Pharmacology, we have doing the in silico pharmacological studies of constituents of these ASU drugs. In DTL, already we are testing and analyzing the samples received from the court as per our DNC acted rules and setting up the testing protocols for these drugs. We have well-equipped laboratory for this also, and testing, we are testing there the Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani and Homeopathic, all these 4 types of samples. In case of training, you can see that we are imparting the capacity building training for not only for drug regulatory authorities, but also for the state drug regulatory laboratories, that is drug analysts, for drug manufacturers, and also for the pharmacy colleges and PG students. They have regularly visited to us, and we organize one-day exposure visit for these students also, and very soon for Ayurvedic, Siddha and Unani colleges, they also will started to visit in our institute. This curricular program is to educate the enforcement and stakeholders about the DNC Act and the rules thereunder, to educate them for stakeholders regarding the concept of GMP, to educate the techniques used in the pharmacopoeia standardization of the ASU&H drugs, and to educate the methods used in the identification and testing of these drugs. These are the curriculum which we have trained them. Already, I have told that we have a service like CDL, that is a CDL like for allopathic, it is CDL Kolkata. For other these traditional medicines, it is CDL for these ASU drugs and homeopathic drugs, and also including Sovaripa. The testing of these drugs should be as per the DNC Act and rules thereunder. We have published the Pharmacopeia for these 4 drugs, impart the capacity building training to the stakeholders, and also maintaining the authentic BRS, PRS in our institute. We have the resources like, you know, that HPTLC, AS, GLC, GCMS, FTIR, RC, ICP, OES, and other so on related instruments. We have a medicinal plant garden also. Under the NMPB, we have a project there, and developing these medicinal plant garden, including the exotic drugs, and greenhouse is under progress, which is very soon will be started. More than about 150 species of medicinal plants are available with our garden. You can see one glimpses of some pictures from our garden. We have a seed bank of medicinal plants there. We have collected more than 200 seeds of the medicinal plant species used in the ASU&H drugs. This is the botanical identification for the purpose of botanical identification of raw drugs of traditional medicines. We have digital microscope there. These type of pharmacognosy profile we are giving in our monographs and instrument already standards in coming days, which shows all type of pharmacognosy profile. This is the example of one bark of Amartarka. This is the view of our raw drug repository in our institute. And you can see that we have the oldest museum of our homeopathic drugs, where around 310 authentic samples of medicinal plants and 455 medicinal plants, 15 animal origin drugs, and around about 114 chemical origin drugs used in the preparation of homeopathic drugs has been preserved in our museum at PCIM&H. This is the HPTLC for the purpose of phytochemical analysis of raw drugs. You can see nowadays in our pharmacopoeia we are giving these type of identification profile of generated in our laboratory. This is an example of Axilla marmelos. We are also GCMS for the purpose of phytochemical analysis of raw drugs. We have ICP OES for the heavy metal analysis of these raw drugs. And also you can see that we have implemented the Pharmacopeia standards and enforcement authority as per the regulatory provision in the DNC Act. Some landmark already you know that we have published 2259 monographs of quality standards on single raw drugs in case of ASU and H, out of which 665 for Ayurveda, 139 for Siddha, 338 for Unani, and 1117 for homeopathic drug standards published. And in case of formulation, we have published 203 standards for Ayurveda, 1 for Siddha, and 201 standard for Unani. And in case of formularies, we have published more than 2,000 monographs, out of which more than 1,000 for Ayurveda, 400 for Siddha, and more than 1,200 for Unani medicines. These you can see that already we have published these type of pharmacopoeia, like part 1 and part 2 for Ayurveda, for Unani also, and for Siddha also. These pharmacopoeia are already available with us, and very soon it will be available online. At the time of the COVID-19 outbreak, as you know that we have published these 3 pharmacopoeia standards, even 6, because for pharmacopoeia standards also and formulary also, with the name of Ayush Kvata Churna, Ayush Kutinar Churnam, and Ayush Safoe Joshanda, which includes Tulsi, Dalchini, and other 3 constituents. This was published in the 2021. Recently, in the last year, we have published 3 publications. That is, one is part 1 of our Ayurvedic Pharmacopeia, and also the Ayurvedic Formulary, and one Unani Pharmacopeia of India's part 1, that is volume 12, which is just released 15 days ago on the day of Unani Day. We have international collaboration with American Herbal Pharmacopeia 2 years back. Already we have signed the MOU with USP in 2016, and also we have a MOU with our Homeopathic Pharmacopeia Convention of the United States. Recently, just 6 months ago, we have signed a MOU with Indian Pharmacopeia Commission also, because they have 172 monographs of phytopharmaceuticals there, and we are going to produce all these pharmacopoeia in coming one herb, one standard. So in coming days, you can see that one herb, in one monograph, you will see the use of that herb in the Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, Sova-Ripa, and so on. That work is started, and already 40 monographs under pipeline, and very soon it is going to be released. These are these monographs. You can see that like Kalmega, Nimba, Toyaka, Haridwar, Yasti, Sati, Pushkara, Vasa, Tulasi, Amalaki, Katuka, Gutuchi, Ashwagandha, and Suti, so on. You can also see that very soon we are going to give all these monographs online, and maybe from the next month, in this month, in March, we are going to stop an online portal where you can see if you want to take one single monograph of any herbal monographs, either it is Ayurveda, Homeopathy, Unani, or Siddha, it will be available online from the within this month. And all these soft copy will be available to all the stakeholders. Already we have, just in November, we have organized one training program for Southeast Asian region with the sponsoring by the WHO Zero, where 23 participants from 9 countries, Bhutan, Indonesia, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand, Nepal, Maldives, Timor-Leste, and Bangladesh, they have participated. And we have given them the training, or hands-on training for laboratory-based methods for 3 days. Already you can see that we have, however, in the last 2 years, it was very less number of sample tested, but in this year and last year, we have tested more than 1,000 samples for these ASU and H drugs, and recently more than 200 samples are tested till last month. As per the capacity building training program, already in the last years we have organized these training programs where more than 100 participated in 2021, and then again in this year till now about 100 participants were there for our training programs. And also in this month from 20th to 24th we are again going to organize one training program for the government analysts and drug inspectors of the western region. We have students visit also. You can see that in this year, till now about 4,000 students has visited in our institute, including the more than 200 staff. You can see that we are already going to implement the integrated management system, IMS, which is responsible for not only the quality management system, QMS 9001, but also for environment management system 14001, and also occupational health and safety management system 45001, and within 2 months we are going to take these certification also. Already, which I have told, that online portal for selling of Pharmacopeia globally, which is going to be released within this month by our minister. We have already going to collaborate with the WHO. Very soon our laboratory is going to be WHO collaborative laboratory. We have already applied on the recommendation of the WHO Zero office. And we are going to have MOUs with different national importance institutes like our CSIR, ICMR laboratories, or even the NIPERS directors have visited our laboratory and they shown the interest to have the collaboration with us and to sign the MOUs. Very soon we are also planning to have our different regional centers in the north, in the south region, western region, northeast region, and also in the north region, which will be happen in coming within 2 years. We are also planning for our already planned this R&D cell for the purpose of giving the trainings to the nearby students of different colleges and universities, and to have the R&D sections there for publishing the research work in the field of these traditional medicines. Already we have a plan for develop another herbal garden of medicinal plants in 10-acre land, which is the project given to us by the National Medicinal Plant Board. We are going to develop infrastructure, state-of-the-art laboratory in the same campus very soon, within next 4 to 5 years as a midterm policy and midterm roadmap. And also we have proposed in coming days, if we get the about 100-acre land at Delhi, at the bank of Yamuna, so we are planning to have a very big institute, because world is looking towards us when we have a global center at Jamnagar. So these type of one big institute should be here, and we are planning for that Ayush University where all the students will learn about the integrated system, not only for the Ayurveda, but also including the Unani, Siddha, Sova, Rigpa, naturopathy, and yoga, including yoga also. So that we have proposed for that bachelor, master degree, and also for PhD degrees in that institutes, which having all type of museums, training centers, not for the national but international level of the institute we have proposed. Just in the 3 days ago, we have a Chintan Shivar in Kaziranga, where I proposed this and it is accepted. You know that these already, which I told that we have these short-term goals for having the state-of-art laboratory and developing the new revised Pharmacopeia for single and formulations monographs at par with any international standards, develop of chemical reference and botanical reference standards repositories, and going to be MOU or collaboration with technical institutions and laboratories of scientific associations and research wings of government departments and institutions of national importance. We are going to opening the regional training centers of ASU and HTUCs. We are going to establish in silico pharmacology lab, establishing of cell culture lab for molecular studies, for establishing an animal house, pharmacology lab, full equipped natural products chemistry lab, and also to revise pharmacopeias, which are single and formulation monographs, and also the enhancement of the CR and BRS repository to develop the world-class training center with state-of-the-art laboratory, and these type of centers in all the 4 regions of North, East, South, West. You can reach to us on our website, and also we are on the YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, and you can see that every 2 days or 3 days, it is very versatile. Whatever activities is going in our institute, that has to be put up on our website of PCIM&H.gov.in. You can visit and see the activities which we are doing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. May I now invite on stage our next speaker, Dr. Ashok Sharma ji, for his talk on anti-cancer potential of Indian medicinal plants against ovarian cancer. Dr. Sharma is presently the Associate